All right, y'all, this is episode 1 of Late Night Munchies. I'm about to go ahead, get faded, and make a pizza. All right, let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is just mash up some garlic for the sauce. We don't need a crazy amount, just like maybe like 5, 6 cloves. The pizza we're actually making today is actually gonna be a New York pizza, right? That's the shit that I grew up eating, a nice good New York slice. So I'm just using a can of some whole peeled San Marzano tomatoes. I mean, you can get some of the other brands that are out there, but this kind of is like the most consistent. Like you can find this shit anywhere. So you're about to go ahead and hit this shit with the immersion blender. And kind of crazy, when I was actually doing some research on how to make like a New York style pizza, most of the recipes are saying that they use sauce straight outside of the can, but I'm not trying to do that, you feel me? Like I'm trying to season, build upon that flavor. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take this over to the stove. Throw some olive oil in there, just so that garlic could cook a little bit. Ooh, that shit smells good already. I like to add a little bit of crushed red pepper in here. I like my shit pretty spicy though, so I'm gonna add a good amount. Then go ahead and add some salt. You know, just a couple pinches, nothing too crazy. All right, so let's talk cheese. For me, I actually like to use 2 different cheeses. I like to do more of a full fat, higher fat, fresh mozzarella, something like this. This is some grass-fed one from some company called Buff. It's fire every time I use it. I usually just get it at Whole Foods. It's kind of a grip, but this is what really gives it that cheesy flavor and a nice cheese pull, right? The other cheese I got is some low moisture part skin mozzarella. This one's gonna be a little bit of a drier cheese in the sense that it melts really well, right? But it's not gonna have as much fat in it, so it's gonna be a good balance of having the two. Too much of the low moisture is gonna make a dry pizza. Too much of the full fat, fresh mozzarella is gonna make it really wet up top. So you kind of want a little balance of the 2 different mozzarellas, right? And if you're wondering if you could just use like, you know, pre-shredded cheese, I mean, technically you can, but it's not gonna come out as good. It's a lot more work, but I promise you, shredding the cheese over like buying the pre-shredded one is gonna be a huge game changer, bro. Huge. You got the cheese shredded up, looking fire. You feel me? It's coming together. It's coming together. All right. All right. So next part is actually the dough. I actually personally make my own dough, but if you wanted to, you could actually just go to a random pizzeria, ask them to buy their dough, and they'd be happy to sell it to you, right? So you can go about it that way, but whatever you do, just don't buy that baboli bullshit, the pre-made dough, it's already laid out, cracker-like. That's a no-go. If you want to get good pizza, bro, you gotta either go to the pizzeria to get the dough or make it yourself. So I got my own right here. For my dough, I actually like to ferment it for around 3 days. I find that it kind of gets like the best texture when you let it ferment for the 3 days, let the yeast kind of activate and everything. All purpose, feel me? Just get that on here. This will just help make sure that it doesn't stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this on our flour surface and then just press it down with your hands. You just wanna get it like pretty flat. Just press it down with your hands, nothing too crazy. Just don't use like your nails, like the tips of your fingers. You wanna just use the pads of your fingers or your palm, all right? So I flatten that down, flip it over on the other side, same deal. Just flatten that down. And I know there's a lot of controversy around like using a rolling pin, but honestly, one of the most famous pizzerias in the world, the one that niggas be gassing up over in New York, Lou Cali, the owner uses a wine bottle, which is just like a rolling pin. So you don't need to avoid that because you're trying to stick to tradition type shit. I'm using a rolling pin today. I suggest you do the same. All right, so now this is floured up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just start from the middle of the dough ball, right? Make my way up and then just go back down. And I promise you, bro, this is so much easier than that whole, oh, I'm about to toss the pizza in the air type shit. You know what I mean? So much easier. You see already my dough's pretty uneven, right? There's some parts that are a little bit thicker, right? So I'm just gonna stretch this out a little bit. Let gravity do its thing. Nothing too crazy. And trust me, I'm not a chef, bro. Like, take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. You might have somebody who a chef in your family. If they tell you otherwise, they might be right, bro. I'm just a nigga who likes to get high and cook food that gets me high. All right. If you fuck it up the first time, which I'm sure will happen, same shit happened to me. I was a little tight, bro. I was a little tight. Oh shit, see? I ripped the dough a little bit, but we good, we good, we good. Don't worry, we are good. All right, so I got a bag of semolina flour right here, and this is gonna make sure that the pizza doesn't stick to the peel, right? Biggest thing with this that you heard me mention multiple times is you wanna make sure your pizza's not sticking, bro. You wanna make sure that when you put it into the oven, it goes on nice and easy, right? Take my dough and just lay that bitch. And you want to just put that bitch right down in the middle, bro, and just spread it out. Don't add too much sauce though, right? Sometimes you're gonna think, oh, it's not enough sauce, I wanna add more. When you add too much, it could just go through that thin pizza, bro, and just fuck up your whole shit. So we got our cheese right here. I never measure it like that, to be honest with you, but I do try to make sure I spread it pretty evenly. You don't wanna just have big globs of cheese and then it's not all throughout the whole thing. So I'm gonna get a fire slice. The best combo, like I said, is gonna be that full fat mozzarella. If you do like a fresh one, along with the low moisture, all right? I'm just hitting it with some paper towel real quick, get out some of that excess moisture, all right? So you're just gonna rip little parts of this and just put it down, right? So just rip little parts, put it down on the pizza, put it down on the pizza, all right? Part that they actually do a lot of pizzerias too is they'll add some olive oil up top, so that's what we're gonna do right now. Don't gotta go too crazy, but you just wanna add some olive oil. But also remember, this is an infused pizza, right? How we infusing it. Remember the oil that we made earlier, right here in the Levo? This is it right here. So I got some infused olive oil. All right, so I'm about to do around like 2 milliliters on this pizza. Will be good. We're just gonna spread that olive oil all throughout the whole thing, just to make sure we get an even infusion. All right, just like that. Boom. All right, go ahead and take that pizza out. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You just hear it bubbling right there. I'm just lay this down on the rack. Just let that shit cool. But look at that. Tell me that don't look better than that Baboli's bullshit, that DiGiorno's bullshit y'all be making. Best believe, bro, this shit is on point. And like I said, the dough is made from scratch. We made the sauce from scratch. 2 different types of cheese. You can just smell it. This shit smells fine. And it's infused. A little calculation to see you know, what the dosage would be for the oil that we made. And this actually only has 2 milliliters of oil. So it's a much easier way to dose it. And so for that, it's actually 12 milligrams for the whole pizza. So nice and chill. I can smoke, I can vibe, I can chill out, and I could eat some food. So I think we deserve ourselves like a nice little smoke break. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna go ahead and try the pizza. Late Night Munchies, nigga, episode 1. Tap in, nigga. Ooh, you hear that crunch? I know it's about to have a cheese pull. Look at all that leoparding at the bottom, you feel me? That's that high heat. That's that high heat. And to tell if it's a real New York slice, bro, you gotta be able to fold that shit. But look at the cheese. Look at the cheese. You gotta be able to fold that shit. Look at, look. Boom. Fold. Nigga. I'm telling you. I really like that, bro. Bro. Trust me, it's way better than any other fucking edible you ever had, bro. No funny shit, this shit hit. There's niggas who own pizzerias who not making pizza like this, nigga. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Tapping in for late night munchies. Like always, make sure you hustle for your last name and not your first. Peace.
Digital money, nigga. That niggas get focused.